cheeks!
It's the end of the goddamn week!
Ah, this is the Nothing Sacred Show.
I am Maxwell Silverhammer.
And I am Cruise Control, and this, of course, is the weekend edition.
AIDS attrition.
And, yes, it is. What is the fucking date again?
It's the 8th.
8th of November, dude. Oh, man.
See, man? Staying at home too much, man. You don't even have to look at calendars.
8th of January, bro. It's all awful, man.
8th of January?
Yeah, man. 8th of November. Well, was it? Is it? Oh, yeah. It's what
September.
Month
Hey.
Who knows, man? I'm on a new schedule. My life is a little bit of topsy-turvy. I just had a couple of chocolates about an hour ago because it is my weekend. I have a new perspective here, so of days off. It's strange when you change days off and schedules. You think it's not, it's not that big of a deal because you're working the same time, like I'm working the same times.
Right, but it kind of fucks your mindset up.
Yeah, it fucks your mindset up. It fucks your rhythm up because normally, and this is a good way this week because I have a 10-hour schedule now. Basically, I work. I start the same time in the morning, but I get off a couple hours later. But I only work 4 days a week, so I'm 2 on, 1 off, 2 off, 1 on, 1 off, 3 on. And that's my schedule. So basically, the week throughout the week. So I basically have 2 days off, then I work Sunday, then I'm off Monday. So it's kind of fucking me
up, man.
But it's a good thing. And right now, I'm enjoying this, man. Like a new change, first week. And I guess we can go into that first because I do have something before I let you dominate the story discussion like you usually. Because I'm usually like,
I don't penis out and be like, yeah.
Well, first of all, I was thinking about that too. Okay, so I was thinking about that before about how it's funny how I actually don't have a lot of shit.
Yeah.
To talk about in terms of like the stories and stuff and things that happen.
Right.
But I still talk it at least half the time.
Yeah. Well, what I've noticed is like you're more into current events. You're always into this. Do you hear that article about this? Like I don't really give a fuck about current events. It's just my shit is like stuff that happens to me personally.
But thinking about that, yeah, exactly. I was thinking about that. I did realize that I do want to do more things of like you have your bar review, and I'm sure you have some more bar stories or stories from the bar. Actually,
not really. I did go to Rum Runner last weekend, but I mean nothing.
Yeah, okay. So nothing. That's actually disappointing because if you don't have any stories and it's not really worth doing in a way, it's like, oh well.
Yeah, well that's it.
That came away from that $40 fucking pour and without really much to ask for. It's a smoky fucking T-shirt and a forgetful last 30 minutes of my evening. Forgotten.
Yeah, pretty much.
You wake up smelling like a fucking trash heap. You're like, oh yeah.
Or no, you got that taste in your mouth like you just father rimmed someone's colon.
Yeah,
dude.
because you tasted everyone else's breath as they breathed out in the room. With the smoking involved in it to carry
that sucking on a mug that some other nigga had his lips on.
Because think about this. Think about this. Oh, this aside as an aside here is this new thought here. Think about when people do blow out smoke, man. Think about they're blowing out their breath too, which is a mist. So they're blowing out their funk, but their funk attaches to the particles of smoke that float in the air, like ride them, like fucking like bacteria on surfboards, like they're riding fucking.
So you're basically like tonguing everybody who's smoking, right?
Exactly. So you wake up with that. Anyway, so I'm going to do something new here, and this is a new review. I'm actually trying something, and you can look these up too. They're called Nootropics.
Review.
Nootropics. They are like, have you seen that movie Limitless?
No.
Okay, it's a movie about a guy who takes a pill to make him super smart. Now, of course, these aren't that kind of pills.
Senseless or something.
There's another one. There's a couple of them like it. But the point of the stuff is to make you more mentally aware, mentally acute, clarity. But not in a way like cocaine or something does, because that's actually fucking you up bad to your body. But in a way that actually helps enhance the natural neural pathways of your brain and that kind of shit. It's called Nootropics. And a perfect example of something like that is caffeine. Okay. So caffeine.
So something makes you more alert, but not necessarily like all tweaky and jumpy.
Yes, but caffeine still does that because caffeine is still a stimulant, so it makes you jittery. But what they do is they find things that work together to because caffeine is a nootropic. It stimulates your mind, it alerts you, it makes you more upbeat and energized, and like, hey, we're right. Wakes you up in the morning, right? But
is it natural though? Is it something?
Oh yeah. Well, caffeine is natural, but the point is that it's a nootropic. But there's other things you can combine with it. Like there's something called L-thiamine. And if you combine L-thiamine with caffeine, it takes away the jitters and makes it a smooth, natural, more focused energy. So you're more focused. It's more. But these things don't work the same separately. Like the thiamine will make you lethargic separately, but the caffeine will make you jittery. But when you combine these two things, and you make them them work together, it makes you more alert but no jitters and no come down, because your mind is being they synergize. So
sounds like some nouveau medicine shit or something.
No, it's not. Caffeine is caffeine, man. I've taken it tons of times in pill form. Like I have pills in my fucking cupboard of caffeine because I don't want to worry about getting a coffee. Drink a coffee. No, how about you just take a fucking caffeine pill and then you're up for 4 hours during work, you know?
I thought you liked those He Daddy mints that you used to eat.
I do. I like those. Those are the same concept. They're just pills that are chocolate. You know, they're just chocolate, you know, mint. You eat a mint, it's the same kind of concept. The point being is that I want, you know, there's better ways of doing of ingesting caffeine or other things, and there's also other compounds. So what I'm doing over the next couple of weeks, I bought these 2 compounds, the Nootropic compounds. They're not very expensive, so it's not like I'm not spending like, it's not like a subscription where, you know, it's not some kind of scam. It's just I found them on Amazon. They have major reviews. People say one is a dietary supplement you take daily, and it's supposed to improve your focus, clarity, memory, all this kind of basic, like fundamental entry-level shit. The other one is the thiamine and the caffeine, and that is basically caffeine, and which is 100 milligrams of caffeine, and then 200 milligrams of thiamine, because the ratio matters as well. 2-to-1 ratio between these two things. And that's for like when you just want to, hey, it's like at 9 in the morning and I'm working and I'm like, fuck. All right, here, pop a caffeine, you know, pop some caffeine, get going, you know, through work. And I want to see how that works too. So there's 2 things at once. The one is a daily something. So I'm going to be getting updates about this, see how this actually works. It's just a very basic formula, both of these. They're very basic entry, you know, inexpensive, less than $20 each bottle.
Fuck, it's just too many pills for me. Even vitamins, I'm like, okay, I don't want too many goddamn vitamins. I forget to take my vitamins. So,
yeah, and I've been doing that too. I've been actually, and that's one of the things that got me thinking about it, because a couple of nights I've taken my vitamin, you know, of just a vitamin about, you know, because I usually forget, and I took it after a meal in the evening. And then about an hour later, I'm like, man, I feel fucking good. I'm just relaxed. I feel, you know, usually in the evening, I'm like after work, I'm like, it's kind of tired. It was a Tuesday or something. I'm like, wow, why? So I was wondering if maybe it was because I'm actually getting some things that I'm not, you know, not normally getting. So I'm shifting my focus on that. And I might even get this shit. I'm not sure. I'll let everyone know, or let you know. Called Soylent, and it's meal replacement shit. Basically, you drink a fucking meal.
Oh shit, dude! Yeah. I remember when you were doing that a few years ago.
We're talking about that, so we'll see, man. I'm gonna try some to game up some shit, man. So,
shit. Okay, man. You're gonna have to keep me posted. I don't trust those things personally, but that's, you know, hey, that's me. But then again, I didn't trust Nutrisystem for a long time. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So you didn't trust, like, because it's just a. But you know, when you get yourself on something and you're actually getting into a routine. Because here's my thing, man. I don't know if I talked about this before, but I don't give a fuck what I eat. I don't fucking care, man. I don't, dude, it's not like I'm going, for lunch, am I going to have the stuffed, am I going to have the $5 microwave meal, or am I going to have the Swedish meatball?
Right, one's healthier for me, so
am I going to have the top ramen or the burrito for lunch? This, you know, I don't fucking care. I just want to I want something that I can just put in my mouth, and then make me feel good.
Oh, I got something to put in your mouth, Daddy.
Yeah, I figured. No, but the point is, man, that I'm trying new shit, because I don't give a shit about food. Like, I don't want to get on I mean, I might do the Nutrisystem.
So you don't want to get yourself in the whole thing of, well, I shouldn't eat that because that's really fattening, and, you know.
It's not even that, man. I just don't give a shit. I just want to, if I'm hungry, I want to drink something and not be hungry, and then not worry about it.
Oh, I see.
You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck. It's like I'm hungry. Do you want a burger? No, I don't know what I want. I'm not like that, man. If there's food and like, I'll eat it, you know? Like if there's pizza there and someone goes, you hungry? I'm like, yeah, I'll eat it. Are you going to go, you hungry? Yeah, I want some pizza? No. Now, if it's tuna, that's because I can't stand it, not because I'm not hungry. But if it's something I'll eat, I will eat it. And go, okay. Oh,
but now, don't you ever get the craving for something? Like, man, I'm like a big-ass pepperoni.
Oh, of course. That's different than a craving. Some people, like they have to eat, like they think about, you know, and I don't want to think about it. Like, I don't want to be like, oh, how many calories am I getting with this? And you're right about that. I want to, like, these shakes, these things that I'm thinking about, they have the amount of they have 20% of everything you need. Fiber, protein, everything. 20% daily. You drink it, you get it. Fuck it. You know, none of that, well, am I eating enough fucking spinach? Am I getting enough vitamin D from my fucking broccoli? You know,
right.
Get everything.
See, my thing is always, I'm worried about, like, oh, did I eat, you know, like, oh, that might be a little too fattening. Maybe I shouldn't eat that or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
know.
Well,
like,
here's the thing. But you, and this is kind of came from watching what you did, and it inspired me. Except I can't actually spend $500 or however much that fucking costs for Nutrisystem.
Yeah, that's about what it was too.
Yeah,
man.
I can't do that. So I have to find ways of trying to do that. Now, this thing that I would do would be about $100 for 12 days. I'd have 3 of them a day for 12 days. And it just kind of clean, like just kind of rest my stomach, because I eat shit, man. I eat like the cardboard fucking microwave shit, man.
Oh yeah,
it's bad, dude. Yeah, exactly. So I want to get into better food, but I also kind of just want to take a break from. I want to kind of rest my digestive system, and that's a way of doing that is by using meal replacement, other foods. You rest because you're not digesting as harsh shit, like especially.
Now, do you shit? I guess if it's a liquid thing, you wouldn't be shitting, would you?
No, it's fiber. It has fiber in it. That's the whole point.
Oh, so it does make you shit. Okay.
Oh, yeah, you shit because it has 20% of your daily fiber in each.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, that's what I'm thinking about doing for $100. Now, I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but it's like, dude, I spent $100 on pizza for 12 days. I mean, that's really not that much for 12 days of food.
All right. Well, fuck, dude. I mean, you can at least try it out, and then if it's shit, then it's shit.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm actually asking your opinion here on this. For 12 days, $100. I guess that comes out to about how much you'd spend on the Nutrisystem.
Well, Nutrisystem is, let's see, for a week, which was 7 days. That would be roughly $100 because you figure it's $400 for a month. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you figure 4 months or
so
4
12
weeks.
days. If I do 12 days worth, that's actually a nice almost 2 weeks amount. Give me a nice indication of how I like the feel of doing it, because I don't want to do it all the time, and I still will, since I'm drinking only 3 a day. What I'm going to do is I'm either going to have another a smoothie or something else. So I'm going to do this shit, and then I'm going to report on it for the next 2 shows or something. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. Fuck it, because
don't get the happy-ums going either, where you're like, oh man, yeah, dude, I feel great, and all of a sudden, then later you crash or something. You know what I'm saying?
We'll see. That's what we're going to find out, because we'll do a show next. If you want to do a Friday. Are you going to go out tonight, man, by the way, to your bar brawl tonight?
No, because I got to work tomorrow.
Oh, that's
so
right.
I'll be.
Man, see, I don't have to work tomorrow.
Yeah, it's all right, because I'm going to go out tomorrow night. So,
I'm sure you are, and I have to work Sunday for 10 hours, and it's going to be a hurricane weekend. Oh, by the way, let's talk about that first. There's a couple things I want to talk about.
Fuckery.
So let's just go through my shit first, and then we'll go through
your
shit.
Yeah, that's what I figured we would do.
All right, so here's a couple of things that I've noticed that's pretty fucking crazy. And it's been noted on a couple of the YouTube shows that I watched, but it's just funny to see. This is hurricane shit. Is that the people? Okay, listen. I don't like Trump. I'm just gonna say it. I don't like him. I don't think anybody really likes him that much. I think some people do because they're just they're
loyal.
They're like the people that hate him. The people that hate him. Like I don't necessarily hate him. I don't think he's doing a terrible job, honestly. Because my life is still going. I don't, everything's fine in my life. So it's like, what am I?
He doesn't make you or break you.
Oh, but
really.
the Boogaloogalins and Tigatroog are being herbiderb. I don't. Fuck, that's happening everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So,
and I don't care.
So but these people that hate this motherfucker are just as bad as people like him. Because now what they're saying is they're like, because he, I guess the Hurricane Irma.
I heard about that. He donated some money, and of course they had to talk shit, didn't they?
Well, that was one thing, of course. The other thing was that. He has houses in these hurricane places, right? Okay, so get this. Okay, here's what he has: these large mansions. Of course, and so people on YouTube everywhere, on Facebook or whatever, posting, houses right in the heart of the hurricane serves him right. Hopefully his houses are destroyed. And I'm like, okay, I'm thinking, all right. Now you're calling Trump a racist, right? This is what people are saying. You're calling Trump a racist. You say he's a horrible racist person. He doesn't care about any of the brown people. Yet you want and wish his house to be destroyed on islands.
That's just as bad as the guy going, well, goddamn, it's good them niggers get their houses destroyed out there.
Well, that's the whole point. Okay? They want his house destroyed, his multi-million-dollar mansion, which is secure, which is reinforced. They want his house destroyed. So if his house gets destroyed, what happens to the 91% indigenous population that are brown skins houses? Guess what happens to them? Like that island that got destroyed.
They get destroyed too?
So they don't like, oh, we want his house destroyed. I'm like, you do realize that the people that actually live on that island are all, oh my God, brown. Oh no, you see, these people are fucking batshit, man. They don't. They can't because that's what happens when you deal with the identity politics. It's round and round and it goes. So that's the first thing. It's just hilarious how people are wanting his house destroyed. They're also saying that they're blaming the hurricanes on him
That's hilarious too,
because there was some motherfucker who said something like, yes, the hurricane coming, it's going to hit and affect thousands of Cuban Americans and other brown-skinned people in Florida. It's going to affect everyone in Florida.
God, see, it's funny. You're right, because the people who love Trump make him into God, and the people that hate Trump
make him into God. But they make him into the demon god of Bugador, dude.
Right. Evil Trump will strike you down,
Yeah, like he's controlling the weather now. Like, we're controlling the weather to destroy. And I'm like, dude, you realize that there's a ton of white people in Florida, too. So everyone's being affected. He doesn't this be a discriminating hurricane, man. That's how fucked up identity politics is. You don't give a shit. You don't even give a shit about any other groups to such a point that you are so, alienated from a certain group that you don't even care that they're affected as much. It's like, what? That white people got dude, 5 people got shot. Three Muslims, the 2 white people. Yeah, but the Muslims got shot. So they don't give a shit like, oh, Cuban Americans being affected. Like, everyone's being affected.
There were hurricanes when Obama was in office. Were they hurricanes? That ripped apart white people's houses and looked for things to steal?
Yeah, actually they were. They were hurricanes, and in Trump's regime, they're furricanes.
Furricanes? How about honky canes?
No, like the Furricanes.
Oh, the Furricanes.
The Furricanes. The Furricanes. We got to strike the Cuban down so seems like armor.
Especially since there's so much talk about neo-Nazis and all that other shit.
Dude, and it's funny, man, because there's another hurricane coming up behind that. You heard about this one called Jose, right?
Oh, shit.
They got Hurricane Jose, so Hurricane Jose is coming on the same track, so they're going to blame Hurricane Jose. They're going to say, man, you pissed off the Mexicans, Trump, man. Now you got Hurricane Jose coming. He's going to tear apart the USA.
I'm Hurricane Jose, fucker. They just let me out of jail.
All right. And by the way, I have an image I want to share with our audience and you. Maybe you can get this if you can get this image. I don't know if you know how Florida is shaped, but it's like a long. It's called the Panhandle, like a dick. All right.
Yeah.
So you got Irma, and she's coming straight for Florida, right?
Dick. Right.
She's coming straight for Dick. Now, so you can imagine Irma coming like over the water, like into a storm, and you just imagine an open mouth of Irma coming toward the Dick handle of Florida, right? So she's coming straight forward,
taking him down her throat.
Taking him down her throat. I mean, it's literally going to go up fucking Florida. I mean, she is taking the Florida dick right down the throat. But guess who's coming up behind to bang out Irma from behind? We got Jose going, hey, Irma, you looking kind of cute. And he's going to be coming up from behind. So you got Irma sucking dick, the dick of Florida, coming up the coast. And then you got Jose butt ramming her from behind. And then everyone gets the shit. Yeah, from it.
Yeah, it was that was pretty cool actually. I like that.
Thank you very much.
Where does Harvey? I know he's in Texas, but where does he come in?
Well, Harvey's a loner, man. He's a MGTOW. He's a man going his own way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he's not involved in it. He's watching, going, those fucking people, man. The only way they got to fuck her, man, was because they were assholes, man. Because Trump's president. That's why she sucked Florida's dick. And Jose, he's a Mexican, so he's dangerous. He's an illegal immigrant.
Yeah.
Harvey's a basement-dwelling video game player who watches Karen Strawn and the Red Pill movie.
Oh shit! Well,
see,
that's
anybody
funny.
who gets that will no people might not get that, but anyway, maybe our listeners will. So, anyways, okay, so that's me basically my week. Got a new schedule. Going to do this new enterprise. I'll let you know how that's going, and so what's going on with you, man? What do you? All right, you have the irks.
Here's a big fucking irk of mine. All right, now I've been noticing this a lot more, where there are a lot of places that I got to go for my job because I do outreach, so I'm not just sitting in an office all the time.
Yeah, not just reach arounds. You do outreach as well.
Yeah, I do outreach arounds. Yeah, exactly.
Outreach arounds. That's
I do
better,
outreach
dude.
Rounds. I come out there and I just fucking
Yep, right on stage. Yep.
So, anyway, I do a lot of speaking events and health fairs and shit like that. So there's a lot of places I got to go, around the valley. Well, it seems like a lot of places are off the paratransit service route, and I'm going, wait a minute, and dude, in the last month, I've had this issue like 4 times where it's places I've had to go for work, and the shit's off the service route. And I'm going, okay. So the other day, when I was scheduling the ride, the chick who was scheduling the ride for me, I was asking her, I said, why, what's the deal with this? And basically what she told me is that it's budget related. You know, everything's fucking money motivated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's
these
insane,
Yimbys, because the trinklets on Bora Bora beaches now have gone up from 30 cents to 40 cents now. So they're like watching their budget, and then dude, on top of it, so I got the Go-Go Grandparent, so you figured that would be an easy fix, right? Like, oh well, paratransit won't go there. I'll just take Go-Go Grandparent. Well, see, now my boss doesn't want me using services like that because they charge more and it's more travel money out of the budget. All this shit is budget and money fucking motivated, when it's like, hey dude, you fuckers are here to provide a service for us. Like, why aren't people figuring this out and throwing grenades?
Well, and it's also just part of Vegas. I mean, Vegas is such a bad town to get around in, man. It's just awful, dude.
Well, even
it's
worse
just a
now,
shit town. Yeah, because it's just so congested. It's bloated and disgusting, like a old hag in a washed out bar at the corner of fucking Flamingo and
hey, now you're talking about the chicks I'm trying to fuck with now.
Yeah, I know, man, and that's why you go to those bars. By the way, you're talking, I'm gonna go hang out. I'm like, nah, you're trying to fuck. This is all good though, nothing wrong with that. But anyway,
actually, well, I do go to just hang out usually. Most of the time, I'm just bullshitting with dudes, in a lot of cases. But anyway, it's just fucking annoying, man. It's like, okay, it seems like there's more of this shit going on. And then remember the ass ram ride that we took that time when you were out here?
Oh yeah.
Remember it took 2 hours to get to my house?
That's happening more. Does that happening more often? Do you have a lot more long rides again?
Yep. There you go. There's another thing, dude.
Because they're cramming 12 of you on a bus. And just cramming rides together because someone has to make money there, and if no one's making money, you don't make the service better. You crimp and cram to make it work so that someone makes the money, and that's the problem.
Hire less drivers, so they're saving more money. Oh, we don't have to pay as many drivers.
It's fucking it's infuriating because it's all corporate. It's corporate. Just everything is completely like, let's just make money without any thought of anything else. It's just like there's nothing else besides that. It's like,
you see.
It's insanity, man. It's fucking. That's why you have even companies like that I'm associated with or have been associated with. That I actually use and support because I enjoy their services. Man, they just they fucking here, boom, add here, boom, click this, boom, do, and people will do it, and they kind of lull you into just doing something, and you go, and like a month later you get a bill, and you're like, what the fuck,
Yeah, you got billed for some shit.
Yeah, or it's just crazy shit like that. Like this, it's always there, always some kind of thing more like push instead of just all right, ease up. I'm already here. Relax. No. You're not even a person. You're just a fucking bag of fucking funds.
Yep, exactly. You're an account, is what the fuck you are.
Yeah, exactly. You're an account.
And they're inserting their cock of an ATM card into you.
Exactly.
And it's like when you buy something at a site. You may have gone there one time. I remember years ago, man, I bought some shit off this website for my dad for Father's Day. And these motherfuckers were slamming me with a shitload of... It's like, okay, just because I buy one thing doesn't mean I want every goddamn thing, that newsletter or whatever that comes in the store, Yeah. It's like, man, like I said, man, Colonel Sanders never force-fed people chicken. They ate it because they wanted to try it, and they happened to like it.
Yeah, and that's the same thing with this. Now, this service could be, if they really wanted to run it well, they would, they would actually, honestly, it should be like what they should be doing is kind of like have like a Uber-ish type of service, like instead of having this, you got to get on this big ass fucking square and drive around in a rattling fucking
shitload
cage
of motherfuckers
in the fucking heat for like 5 hours. How about have the people who are actually aware, because they have to give you that fucking awareness test of your ability. Have the ones who are actually aware, that actually can just get in the back of a car, driven by someone who's actually maybe contracted through Uber or someone else to do these services for everyone at a reduced rate, and then pay them, and then all the people that need to get like to fucking Torrey Pines and fucking Jones from fucking Flamingo and Sahara.
Or something.
Yeah, no, Flamingo and Sahara don't have to get on a goddamn bus. They go, any Uber guy around who can pick up from a Flamingo, and then
even though Flamingo and Sahara are parallel, right?
Well, no, I'm sorry. Flamingo. I was thinking Flamingo and what is that?
That's why I said Flamingo and Pecos. But
I meant something on the same side of town. So
okay.
Kind of lost.
So,
that's goddamn. How could I forget that? I lived there for all my life.
Yeah, man. You've been in Oregon too long, man.
Yes, I'm in a place where my dreams are being made. So thinking about that place. No, anyway.
Charlie.
No, so like Flamingo and Durango. Here's that. That's their parallel as well.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
But no, man, it's just. But this is your tax dollars at work. You know what I'm saying? Like, why aren't people pissed off? You know, like, hold the fuck up. You know, like if this was some rich senator, you know, and his 90-year-old fucking mother with a colostomy bag, you know, all of a sudden can't drive anymore, you know, and they happen to live out of the service area. Oh, then you'll see some shit change. Yeah. You know.
Yeah, of course, so, because it's a service they provide, but they've got, you know, but their money it's probably so wasted. It's in absolutely disgusting ways, like you say, like on the drivers who sit there, or on like I said, on these buses where you know, and it should be more like a cab. Like that's how LA used to do it. They used to. I don't know if they still.
They did. No, I remember that when I was out there. It was cars that came and picked you up.
Yeah, it was taxis basically. They kind of contracted the taxi services to do it, and that's the way it should be in it. But Vegas is just so fucked, man. It doesn't really matter in that way, because even if you're in a car, dude, fuck, it takes a long time to get anywhere, man.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, well, but you're a lot better off in a car than you would be in, say, public transportation.
I think that's one of the biggest things about life here and about getting around here. Even walking here, the longest walk I have to take to get downtown is 15 minutes, you know. Dude, to get downtown from just about anywhere outside of, like, certain areas, even from your area, to get to, like, the Strip or the middle of the city or wherever you go.
You'd be walking up to an hour.
No, I'm talking about even in a car, depending on what time of day you're doing this shit. Because sometimes it's just shit. You can't get anywhere, and traffic and everything.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
So 20 minutes the same way. Like you can't. To get. I guess the point is that I'm used to a different kind of transportation now. So.
Well, yeah. Well, you know, you're a lucky man. That's all I can say. Because our system sucks balls in a lot of ways, man. You know, I mean, they try. Well, here's what happened to me today, dude. Because of this off the service area shit. You know, this place was out in Boulder City, and Kraken doesn't like to drive to Boulder City because his car is not in the best shape. You know, his car is like 20 years old or something, you know?
Yeah.
So I said, okay, man, well, you know, you don't have to do this event with me. It's just a speaking event. You know, I'll go out there. I'll set up a paratransit, you know, because paratransit's always taken me to Boulder City. I've never had any issues going anywhere in Boulder City.
And now they don't go there.
Well, here it was today. Well, this is when I scheduled the ride last week, or a few days ago, and so they told me, well, it's off the service area, and I'm like, oh shit. Okay, well, what's the closest thing? So they told me the St. Jude's Ranch, right? It's and I'm like, okay. So I figured what I could do, because and the place I was going was not even a mile away. That's the motherfucker about it, dude. Like if the bus just drove up a block or something, I'd be at where the fuck I needed to go, but because it's off the service area, they can't take me there.
Yep.
You know? So what I figured I'd do is I said, fuck it. I'll take paratransit to that place, then I will take Uber to the place I need to go, because it wasn't going to be much, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, all right, fuck, that's what I'll do. Well, dude, they take me to this place, and it's like abandoned building. We had to drive through this gate. There's a bunch of school buses sitting there. And like it's a back lot, dude. The driver was even saying, "This looked like an abandoned building or something." And I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, "You sure my driver's gonna find me when I'm picked up?" And she's like, "Well, yeah, I think so. You just have them go through the gate." And I'm like, "Well, but I don't talk to them. You know, we got all kinds of dumb fucks that do a lot of dumb shit." Anyway, so she drops me off. Then I call the Uber guy. He's taking forever to find me. He eventually has to call me and go, "Where are you at?" So I'm trying to show him, you know, I'm like, "Yeah, you drive through the gates, there's school buses." So he eventually finds me, dude, after like 5 minutes. Anyway, I get to where I need to be. I do my speaking event. Well, while I'm there, I'm waiting on the Uber guy. I get a text saying that my ride's going to be there in 15 minutes. This is paratransit. And I'm going, oh, fuck, I hope I can get back there before this son of a bitch shows up.
Oh, no, yeah, dude. Okay, so what happened, dude?
So, of course, I got a spick-a-lick for an Uber driver, this guy who comes back for me, because I had to call again.
Shit, he didn't know what the hell. He couldn't find it either, could he?
Yeah, he couldn't find this new place that I was at. He's like, "Hey, I can't find the place you're at." And I'm like, "Where are you?" He's like, "I'm at 100. No, and I'm like, no, that's where I was. I said, "I'm down here at 180 Villa Drive, you know, or whatever." And he's like, "Well, where is that, man? Is that the children's hospital?" I'm like, "No, man, it's an assisted living." So anyway, we're going back and forth, and I'm getting pissed. Well, dude, just as I'm doing this with him, I get a text that says my bus has arrived at the fucking other location.
Oh, no.
So I'm going, son of a bitch. And thank God it was early, though. That's the one positive, because my ride was supposed to be for 11:10, and it's 11:05. So I'm shitting at this point. You know, I'm like, oh, fuck. Finally, the guy does find me, and I get in, and I was like, dude, we got to get there now. And so he gets me to the place, and he goes, oh, man, I don't see a bus. And I'm like, oh, these fuckers left me, dude. Oh, these motherfuckers. So he's driving around. Finally, he does find where the bus is. But it's way on the other fucking side, dude. It's not nowhere near where I originally was, you know. So the driver just went wherever, you know. So, I mean, but yeah, that just shows you how fucked up the system is, dude. Like, they'll put their own passengers in danger, you know, for the sake of making more money.
Yeah, you lost the fucking another pound there, just in the fucking shit that was congealing in your stomach. It was like, oh
yeah, dude. I was like, oh my god, fuck, I'm gonna miss my bus. And thank God, dude, we pulled up. Just as we pulled up, my driver was like, yeah, I was getting ready to leave, and I was like, yeah, I said, this is one of those dumb fucking situations where, you know, it's off the service route, you know. So, I mean, now somebody's got to they got to rely on maybe a cab or Uber or something to get them back to where they need to be so they can catch their bus. The shit's not a conducive environment to motherfuckers that are disabled.
What happened to that other service, man, that used to be so rocking and then fell to shit?
Oh, ITN? Well, dude, they suck ass now because, dude, even if you call them a couple days, they want you to schedule the farther out you schedule, the better off you are. Like, you can schedule with them up to a month in advance.
Okay.
So, what nigga knows where they're going to go next month? I don't.
No, see, that's not a service for those who want, like, an immediate service. Like, even paratransit's not, really.
No.
So like, but it's close. Like, you can schedule, what is it, 3 days in advance you have to schedule?
Yeah, 3 days in advance. That's a little more reasonable. But, I mean, who's going to be thinking about...
if you try to schedule something 3 days in advance, what happens?
With ITN?
Yeah.
With the other one? They'll usually tell you they don't have any rides that day. Oh, I'm sorry, we don't have any rides that day. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? So that was another possibility, but they do the same shit.
And they don't do scheduled rides, like a weekly scheduled ride. You have to schedule one ride at a time, right?
No, you could schedule several, you know, but like I said, they prefer you book them the further in advance you book them, the better off you're going to be to get a ride. But it's so iffy with them. You don't know if you're going to get the ride or you're not going to get the ride or what the fuck's going to happen.
One thing you may want to think about doing, man, is, I don't know if you can do this or not, but can you, like, schedule, make sure there's, like, days that you're always in the office and then schedule out for those?
Not really, because, you know, my schedule's so, you know, somebody might, you know, call me tomorrow and say, you know, or, you know, whatever, and then want me to speak or something, and I just look at my calendar, crazy. And if I can do it, I add it in.
That's
you know?
That's cool, man. That's actually good. Because, anyway, man, it's a shitty situation. You shouldn't have to work around any of it. There should be something in place that's more, like I said, more conducive, more easy.
And this is a government program, dude. This is our government right here doing this shit.
Well, that's the point. That's what everyone's been saying. That's what I've been saying for decades, man.
Yeah, well, this is why, you know, you want big government? Why? Yeah. You know, I mean, aren't you guys ready to just start throwing fucking grenades and, you know, storming these buildings with AKs and fucking going nuts? You know? So, I mean, after a while, people got a bit, but they got Kim Kardashian pizza, so I guess everything's good. You know, they're happy.
Oh, yeah, they're happy with their celebrity love and, God, man.
Dude. They're dumb shit. But, you know, this kind of segues kind of cool into something else I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
Got some blindo irks, man.
Okay, here's some blindo. Some is this some cited McJesus?
No, not really. Actually, it's kind of blindo irkums. Like shit. Well, here's the thing, right? I get a lot of blind people, and one particular person, who listens to our show, who actually, you know, who doesn't live in Vegas, but I've had several people do this, not just this person. But several people do this shit where they think because I'm employed and I'm doing well and I happen to be blind that obviously Vegas is the mecca for blind people. And if you just moved out to Vegas, things would be great. Well, as of that story you just heard about the transportation setup, do you still think it's the mecca for blind people?
Well, I don't know. So you have proof? Like, people say this, or is this like just your assumption about why they want to come out here?
Well, I mean, dude, look at Sluggo. You know, he had this idea that once he moved down here, you know, that he could, you know, that he'd get a job at where I was working, and that they'd hire him, and that people are more open-minded towards hiring blind people. And I've actually heard that, dude. I've heard it from 3 or 4 different people, where they're like, oh man, I need to move out where you are. I think things are a lot better. I think jobs would be better if you're blind. And I'm
gigs.
like, no.
The gigs. Everyone's got the gigs. Boop, boop, boop,
gigs. This is Bligs though, dude. This is blindo gigs because they're using me as an example, and it's. I don't know if you saw the post I put up.
Yeah, I did. But do you have specific examples of them using you as an example, like saying, "Man, you've got a job out there, so there's got to be other opportunities for me."
Yep, I do.
Okay, cool. So you actually heard people say that exact shit where you're like, holy shit, people believe that?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, here, I'll just say it. Like, Julia, you were saying that to me the other day. You were saying, oh, I got to move out there. And I'm going, no, you don't. Because the thing is, I don't want to see you floundering. You know what I'm saying? It's
Vegas is a shithole, first of all. It's not the same culture. It's not a different. It's a very strange culture in itself, and it's not walking wise. It is absolutely not conducive for anyone. There's shit construction all the way. There's shit. People don't have any consideration. The blocks are long as fuck. They are half a mile to a mile. I'm not joking.
And streets are wide as fuck
yes,
too. Like
streets are very wide, and there's no the crosswalks don't have the voices that most crosswalks don't.
Actually, we do now. We are getting those, dude. They have them at Flamingo and Eastern. They actually say walk. When
Good.
It's time to walk.
There's a lot more of those. Yeah, they are doing that more because of the pedestrians. And the only reason they're doing that is because they have to protect pedestrians on the strip. So if they have to protect them, they've got to do that everywhere else. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah, well, somebody probably sued them too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But the streets are fucking large. I mean, long. We're talking about like 8-lane streets.
Oh yeah.
The major streets like Flamingo and Eastern. To cross that, it takes about a half a minute to cross the street.
Oh fuck yeah. Yeah, and you got to walk fast too.
Yeah,
you don't walk fast, you're fucked.
Yeah, you got to walk, and it's just not even really a very good place because it's really a who you know place, quite honestly.
Oh yeah, well that's the whole job thing.
Yes.
And for me. It was, I didn't even go through Bureau of Services for the Blind to get my job. Trust me, that's not what the fuck they do. Those motherfuckers, what they'll do is they'll either try to put you in school or they'll try to send you to, like, the blind center where you can sit around at an adult daycare, with a bunch of other fucking retardo bleatards and shit.
Another negative, and this is going to be the negative that I think is most pertinent, is that the cost of living there does not match what they give you through the Social Security program. So if you are coming here banking on living off that, don't even fucking think about it. You can't do it. Not gonna happen.
Well, that was the other. Actually, yeah, and
not gonna happen unless you've got friends or someone you can crash with who are gonna put you up and pay some rent. It's a much less amount. You're expecting at least $900 for a small one-bedroom in a shitty area.
Exactly. Actually, that was the thing Julia was talking to me. She was like, "I got to move out there because it's way cheaper to live out there," and I'm like. Well,
it may be way cheaper, but what are you getting in compensation? Where you're at, it's a bunch of other. And then I guess Vegas, because you think Vegas, it's a big city and it's great, but no. Read about its transportation. It's congested. It's full of awful shit too. And
motherfuckers that want to take advantage of you because you're blind. Trust me, that happened. That was another thing that used to happen to Sluggo. How many motherfucking leeches did he have around him?
Yeah.
When he was living here. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, because you meet him at bars, because you go into bars, and that's what people do. They do that other places. I'm not going to say they don't, but in Vegas, it's literally because it's a gambling. It's a double thing. You can go and hang out in a bar. You can gamble. You don't have to be in a big emotionless casino. You can be with Bart, you can be with Steve, behind the fucking bar. Hey Steve, man, what's going on, dude? Hey Mark, your beer's ready for you, buddy. Thank you, man. Yeah. Got your 20 got my 20 ready here to start the night of my video poker, and then they're there for 6 hours, and that's their life,
Yep, pretty much.
And that's a life.
And see, that's the thing too, man.
Many people who have that life.
When I go to bars, man, I'll talk to people, but I'm very careful about people trying to get too friendly too quick. Like, hey, bro, I'll drive you home. No, that's good, man. I got transportation. Which I haven't had that happen yet. So I guess what that shows me is that I come off pretty confident, you know what I'm saying? Or like that I'm
able your shit handled, yeah.
Yeah, like able to get my shit done. Well, obviously they see it. I show up by myself, go walk up through the door. It's me, and I'm like, excuse me, is there a empty bar stool here? But if you're in there and you got your paratransit driver walking you in and shit,
yeah.
You're going to have some problems. So, but no, Julia, stay where you're at. This is not the place for you. You're not going to. And plus, who do you know here? Me. I'd be your one friend. Then what? It's like, okay, yeah, we can hang out, but then what you
Well,
gonna
wow,
do?
that was a public service, personal message from Maxwell to you.
It was.
That's what we do with our
because
fans.
I care. You know what I'm saying? I do. I care. I don't want to see you get fucked, and I don't want to see you get yourself.
And I would agree. I would agree with Max. It's not a place really conducive. I don't think it's good for anybody, honestly. That's my opinion, but it is good for certain people. Let me rephrase that, because obviously it is. Some people love Vegas, and there's a vibe about it. If you're in the right communities, and if you're doing certain things that like involve people and activities and other things, and if you have those connections to get actually an established job or some other things, it can be. I'm sure it's fantastic, but for me, it's just not my style anymore. And there's a lot of good reasons why I don't think it would be good for any visually impaired person. But then again, you may be different.
Or you'd have to have lived out here for a while.
Exactly. Or the only way you could do this is if you actually had someone here who'd let you crash here for a couple weeks to see how you like it and see what you can find, and then get the fuck back to where you have established stuff before you have to switch over your
like spend a week here. You know what I'm saying? Like really get an idea for what the city's like.
No, you need a month. That's what I'm saying. You can't really find out. So I wouldn't risk I'm going to come out there. There's nothing. No. I mean,
well, here's the thing, man. Like with you, obviously cruise control. You know, you lived out here, and you were doing okay. But the thing was, you didn't like what you were doing. You know what I'm saying?
You didn't like the vibe of it. I didn't like it. It was just growing depressing to me. Like it was just oppressive, and the air didn't feel good. Like where I am now, the air is much cleaner, just because there's more. It's just a different area over here. There's much more rain. It washes the air out more often. It's not flat, and it's just different. You know how it is. You've been here. So
I already know, man. It's that clear, open your lungs feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey,
Exactly. So in other words, that's the reason right there. So if you're used to like a different climate as well, it's not your nose will be fucking chaluki, fucking like fucking caliche, whatever, dry, fucking just nasty. Pull it, rip out your fucking nose, like you'll rip out cartilage by trying to pull them out because they're stuck there. You have to fucking chisel.
You'll need a Brillo pad to clean.
Yeah, you need a fucking chisel, or kind of little You need to take the end of the nail clipper, the little file part.
Oh yeah, file the boogers out of your nose.
It's got to fucking either file the boogers, or use a little point to like peel them off the side of your fucking face, So.
Damn. Well, I got to say, not just Vegas, but this kind of leads me to my next Irkums, which is also kind of a blindos. Okay, Nevada is not conducive for blind people. You know what I'm saying? Not the whole state, because, all right, there's this NFB conference that's coming up. Mm-hmm. So for those who don't know, that's National Federation for the Blind. Well, I guess the chapter here is doing a conference. They're having their conference, and they want me to be there. And I said they wanted me to present, and I said, okay, that's fine, I'll do the thing. But then she was asking me if I wanted to actually come too, and I figured, all right, well, my boss thinks this would be a good idea. It'd be good PR, if I go and mingle amongst, even though it's gonna suck, but I'll do it for a day. I'm good with that.
What are you talking about? When is it? When is this? At some point?
You know what? It's actually, dude. It's Veterans Day. It's on the 11th
of this.
November.
Oh, November. Okay, so it's gonna be a while. I'm about to say
it's gonna be fun. But here's the thing.
It's gonna be Storytime Theater probably.
Yeah. That in November, trust me, you'll have some tales.
Okay.
But I guess the whole thing is this. So I was talking to the girl via email, and I said, okay, well, great. How do I sign up for the convention? All this kind of stuff like that. So she says, well, we don't have an online form, but I'll send you the attachment. It's a Microsoft Word document. You can fill it out, and then you have to mail it to the address on there. And I'm like, what? Okay, you expect blind motherfuckers to do this shit?
They can't set up a form online at all?
No, there is no. I asked her twice. I said, you sure there's no online form where I could fill out something? No, we don't have it set up like that yet. And I'm like, okay, that just goes to show you how backwards blindo, okay, at least in from what I've seen, California and Colorado, the blindos are fairly progressive, at least.
Well, they'll code. There's those quasi blindo, the visually impaired or the total blind. I don't know if they can do coding too, but there's coder type that will like make the software. Oh, I can do this URL stuff. You know.
Yeah, it just takes a double DL. Fucking HTML.
I'm kind of like, no, I'm not really like that. I'm not that tech. But there's people that will code that are in the Blindo community. They do. That's how they make the software. There's a lot of Blindo software coders. So.
Oh fuck yeah.
I guess they have a small. This is gonna be like a small ass. What is it in a building? Is it in a bathroom behind a venue?
Actually, it's supposed to be at the Embassy Suites.
Oh Jesus!
Which I don't know what the fuck that is. I guess it's like a little white trash casino or something. I don't know.
Embassy Suites. It's like a, it's like a Holiday Inn, I think.
Okay, that's
they have little conference rooms. The people, it happens all the time. It's a hotel with little conference areas, so people can come and stay there and go to the conference.
So it's not like the Golden Nugget, where you have slot machines.
No. I mean, they might have a couple in there. I don't know. It's Vegas, but it's not a casino type hotel. It's just like a Holiday Inn or like a Econo Lodge, whatever. But they have a little conference area.
Wow.
So
that's
it's funny that they have you fill out a form on a Word document and you can't even just do it online.
And you have to mail it in.
You have to print it out onto paper that you can't read to see if it's fucking.
Legible.
If it's legible.
Then wouldn't that be some shit? You send them well, I wonder who is the person who you're sending it.
Dude,
are they cited?
No, think about it, dude. Here's the greatest part of this, dude, is that you, as a member of the National Federation of the Blind, those protecting and standing up for blind people and the discrimination and atrocities they might face. Well, you need a sighted person to read this to you to make sure it works.
Yes. Well, you know what that is though? It's because that's how they are. Those motherfuckers are all about, well, get someone to help you. You deserve it. You were dealt a short. So these are people that all have caretakers, so they probably figure you do too.
So there really is that philosophy out there that you're sighted, you're obligated to help me.
Dude.
Yeah.
When Sluggo came, because, remember the Retard Center? I call it the Retard Center, which is the Colorado Center for the Blind, that he came from originally. That was NFB run. So, and remember when he came out here, dude, remember how we kept talking about his entitleitis and how he behaved and what shit he would say and, things like that. So, and by the way, he's aware of that now. And he's like, yeah, man, I was pretty fucked up. I had some shit wrong with me. So it's no secret, that he was that way, obviously.
Kind of funny how he pulled himself out of it. He kind of pulled himself out, didn't he?
It was forced out, really. He really was forced out. I mean, if Stephanie hadn't kicked him out, he'd still be back there doing the same shit, dude.
Yep. Wow,
so, but that is, I think, dude, that's the NFB mindset. Hey, sighted people are here to work for you. You were dealt a short, and they have something more than you, so you have to rely on them. Make them work for you. These are the dickheads that'll stand at a cash register, holding up the line so they can fold their money a certain way. And meanwhile, pissing off everybody behind them. But you know what? They're blind, so they need to wait.
Yes, or my dog. Those
motherfuckers.
My dog can lay anywhere it wants.
Yes,
so,
my dog can shit anywhere it wants.
Yeah,
sit anywhere it wants.
It's because it's my dog. It helps me, and I'm blind.
Yeah,
that's
so you have to take my dog.
Yeah, that entitleitis, because they are on the low end. You're oppressive. You're microaggressions because they're part of the minority community. That whole find your weakness, find what you're insecure about, and push that as your big victim thing. But you should be really happy about. Oh, you're blind? Well, you should feel good about that. You've been through hardship, so you can avoid having to take responsibility for yourself. Same thing with the blind community. And if goddamn, dude, you're gonna go there, that's gonna be. It'd be interesting what kind of speakers they have there. What kind of shit.
Well, that's it. Like I said, I know I'll have stories. Well, shit, dude, it was bad enough. I told you about the Blind Center Christmas party that I wound up going to because I was trying to be supportive. That shit was horrible. I mean, these fuckers would stand right in the middle of the hallway and they wouldn't move. Like you tap them with the cane and they will not motherfucking move. And they're just like, hey! Like, nigga, stand against a wall, you fucking
everyone around them moves around them and doesn't tell them, well, I'm not going to tell him to move. That's why when you used to run to the hall, I'd be like, fucking slow down, cockface. You're like, I don't need to slow down. You need to slow down. I'm like, fuck you.
Well, no, but I walk fast anyway, so people should just move faster anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's the thing. So people should move faster because you walk faster. I guess my point is that you have a little bit of that too.
If I hear somebody running towards me, I'm getting the fuck out of the way. That's all it is. I'm making way for them. They got the right of way. You know what I'm saying?
So your idea is that you can crash into shit and fall over a bucket and get pissed off because you're walking real fast. But if I'm trying to avoid you and you don't know I'm there because you're running like a motherfucker, that's on me.
Well, yeah.
Well,
You
yeah.
got
No, there's.
around you.
I found.
Yep.
Okay, so let me tell you how is that different? See, I can tell you're coming, but just because I can tell you're coming doesn't mean I can warn you before. Like, oh, you want me to yell, "Hey, Brett, fucking slow down, dude! Get out of the way, dude! I'm coming at you."
Move out of the fucking way. You know. It's
So
like
why is it my job to move out of the way? If someone just ran into you, and let's say you were standing in a room, right? You're standing in the hallway, like those blindos. You're just standing there, and someone just walking towards you, and you don't hear them for some reason, whatever reason, because sometimes it can happen, and they slam into you, and it's knocking you the fuck over.
That's why you get against a wall, dude.
But even if
get against a motherfucking wall. If you're gonna stop in the middle of a walkway, then get against
in the middle of the walkway, in the middle of the hallway in our apartment, dude, you can't stand against a fucking wall there. Move out of the way. Oh my god! Oh, gonna get out of the way. How about you just fucking just slow down, and then we both like move around each other.
Right. Well, I mean, anyway, you gotta watch out for each other, man. That's
the point is that you have to do that. So it's not on one person. That's the whole point of the Nevada. Whatever the fuck faces they're doing. That
NFB, fuckers.
Do you have an itinerary for them yet of what their show's going to
be? They asked me one of the questions on the form that I had to fill out in Microsoft Word was, how would you like your agenda? And then it gave you the choice. One of the choices, funny enough, was regular print.
Well, yeah, I'm sure for the visually impaired, because you got to have those visuals, the visually impaired.
No. There was regular print, and then there was large print. So obviously, what they're doing is if somebody has a card taker that they want to bring, they might just want their shit in regular print.
It depends on the size of the paper too, and whether the font is what do they mean by regular print? Because I would rather read regular print. I don't read large print.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. I mean, I guess for you, because you like to see things up close.
Yeah, but I'd rather have. I can do large print, so if they had it, I'd read it. But I can read regular stuff, and sometimes it's better that way because it's so, But I guess the point is that that doesn't. The fact that you can't actually fucking read and confirm your own shit on your own time. You have to get a sighty to do that. Is just so unbelievable.
And then the funny thing, who are you mailing this to? Obviously, the person who I guess is the chapter president or whatever the fuck they are, Now
they're probably scanning it through their fucking printer or whatever.
Maybe they're okay, because it's typed out.
Yeah,
okay,
so they can scan it through their printer, so they scan it through that, and then get it read out to them if they have to. But still, the point is,
now,
it shouldn't
somebody
even be
prints it out and then has someone handwrite it.
You can go to any site and do an online form.
That's what I'm saying. It's easy enough to fucking fill out an online form.
You can create one too. That's what I'm saying. You can create one pretty easily on most websites. It's not that hard to do so. You can go.
Actually, I was doing one today. It was on Google, and it was for an event that we were going to do.
Yeah.
So they just it says make your own form, blah blah blah. So yeah, it's easy as fuck enough. So how come these blinkies who are unemployed have no fucking time to do this shit?
Because they're not told they have to do anything, man.
Yep. Nothing. There's no expectations on them. It's just like, the sighted people will help us.
The worst thing that happens, man, is the no expectations and giving people the. I guess it's okay to give cash out because I'm actually more thinking about that as jobs just dry up because there aren't any jobs. The idea of a universal. Have you heard of that? The universal income.
Oh, you talking about this Bitcoin thing?
No, just universal income. The idea that everybody in the country is given, everybody, not depending whether you have a job or not, is giving an income level, like $15,000 every year, like a monthly check. And you have that.
I don't know if I like that, dude.
You have that check and then if you have a job, then you have that check and the job. So if you have a job, you still make the money for your job, but you also have your own check too. Everybody gets it. No one's excluded. But those who don't have jobs can feed themselves, and just live.
I don't know if I like that, dude.
It's an interesting idea because as
more government control is what it sounds like.
But as technology takes control of everything else, less and less jobs are going to be needed, and that's not really anybody's fault. But if there's not enough jobs, think about this. Think about this, man. If everything is done by computers and by technology, what are people supposed to do?
Well, that's true.
You're
right.
Money. Because because there's not, and this is not about these dumbasses can't get off their ass. There's no jobs for a lot of people because not everybody can be a computer scientist, man.
I know. Which actually,
when you've got a robot on your roof, fucking fixing your roof every 5, it's just stuck to your roof, and that you just turn it on. Oh, my roof's broken. Beep. Turn on the robot. 50 roofers are out of fucking jobs right there. What do they do?
Yep.
You
Yep.
know?
Well, this is kind of leading into my last thing, dude.
Okay.
You know, because Kraken and I were talking about this, and I kind of see, you know, it's funny, dude, because you think that your teens were hard, you know, which really your teens were kind of bullshit. You know, like the things you were worried about back then really were nothing compared to, you know, because I think when you get in your 20s, you start to realize, you know, the world's not what you thought it was and what people told you it was, you know, and I see it now with Kraken in a lot of cases, you know, and like he, you know, remember for a while he was looking for full-time work.
Yeah.
And it's harder and harder for him to find that now. And whereas, you know, I'm sure in school he was inundated with
it's
a bunch
of... It's a different
of...
world in a lot of... Like, getting a job at a certain place, you know, it's not the same as it was, man. There's just the truth. And it's not... sometimes there is a reason why the younger generations aren't getting jobs. It's because there are less jobs to get, man.
Well, that's it. And that's one of the things he was saying. He was like, you know, there's less jobs. But see, it's funny because he'll usually blame it on the older generation. You know, that's his thing. Well, you know, because when I crack on him for the young, make the young jokes and shit, which actually, to be honest, dude, the reason I do make those young jokes about him, sometimes I forget, dude, that he's in his 20s. Because he's so advanced, you know, like, dude, we've had some conversations that have just been amazing, you know, so that when he does some shit that, you know, shows his age, I'm like, what? And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right, you are in your 20s.
Well,
Fuck.
Well, and here's the thing, and this is me being the relativist, more relativist than you, and not ranking them because it's different. Because in your teens, you have no idea what's going on, honestly. You're barely even... I mean, come on, think about it. When we're talking teens, actually we're talking from 11 to 20. That's basically... or 13 to 20, basically, right?
Right. And you thought everything was so major back then.
Well, because you didn't know anything. So obviously... But that's still hard because that's where you're actually dealing with things for the first time. So it's actually amazingly difficult because you've never dealt with them before. Your 20s are the same way, but for different reasons. Because when you're teens... you're not responsible for yourself, and you know it because everyone around you tells you that. And this is kind of the same thing with blind people, you know, because when you're a kid, you know, when you're until you're 18, you know, you're considered a kid, so you're not responsible for yourself. So you can't really have the same idea of what's going on. Now, 18 to 20, it's kind of the same way. But when you're 20s, you are, or at least you used to be. Now it's like, well, you can have, you know, your parents can take care of you until you're 26. You have to, like, there's laws that say that you have to, like, your kids can be on until 26 now on insurance, you know, that kind of shit on your
oh yeah,
insurance.
yeah, I've heard that.
So it's more and more of that protectiveness. But in your 20s, you have no fucking clue of different things. Now you're already established as a person, so you know who you are a little bit, but you have no idea how that person's going to deal with all the real shit that happens in life, like paying bills and dealing with relationships and dealing with everything, all the failures and all the expectations that you have and all the mistakes you make in that time. But then you get into the 30s. And you kind of learn. Hopefully your 30s are great, you know, or whatever, or you whatever. And if you get older,
well, I think the problem is too.
Yeah.
A lot of kids are ill-equipped, dude. Like the shit they're told is not true. You know, like all you got to do is work hard and you just move to the top.
It's complete bullshit. Not everyone can do everything. It's just the way it is. I'm sorry.
Yep, and that's the thing. And so see what I'm noticing. Like I'll see Kraken going through some of the stuff that I was going through in my 20s, you know, some of the shit even when we were roommates that I'm seeing him dealing with now, you know, like here it is, he's worked for me for 3 years, he's still kind of treated like a fucking lower second class citizen, you know, there's all these dumb rules, and really it's almost like they don't want him to move up, you know, like they don't want him to advance. And I'm thinking, hey, he's good, why aren't we rewarding his behavior?
Because
why aren't we rewarding hard work?
It's the government. It's about a budget. It's not about people and rewarding and doing good jobs. It's about paying for stuff and getting by. It's about getting by and doing with the bare minimum to get by to justify getting that budget.
Yep, and that's the bitch.
You know,
dude.
whatever.
It's just kind of,
you know,
but you learn that now. It's not, you know, you were told different things. I know I was, man. You know, I definitely had that's why I had such a hard time when we were roommates, dude. Like with the whole workplace and all that. You know, that was a real bucket of cold water.
It's okay. Let me rephrase it. It's corporations, man. It's in general. Whoever you're working for, it's the corporate government. They're all the same thing, basically. They're all trying to squeeze out to get by, to justify the amount they're putting into it, and then so that they have the remainder to go to the people who don't do the least work. So that all the people that are actually making the money are the ones who are like, well, we're going to tweak this, and then they sit back and make the money. And they go, oh, we're going to tweak this to make the money, so that they're, you know, and they sit in their boardrooms, but they have Janet go get their coffee. When you have somebody making your coffee for you, Like, because you're so goddamn busy to make your own coffee.
I'm too busy
what
to
you're
get up
really
and make a
doing
cup
is
of coffee.
sitting around fucking looking at a screen going, yeah, I've got someone making my coffee. Mm-hmm. And they're getting paid $25 billion more than them. It's like fucking, yeah, right. Come on.
Well, that's it. And that's kind of what I see.
It's all power.
You know, like when he was having trouble finding work, and he was just, you know, like shit's. You feel bad for him, man, because it's like, god damn. You know, here it is, a dude who really does want to work. You know, I mean, he's not your typical, I'm going out to the club, you know, and that kind of bullshit, like a lot of kids his age are, you know. And, dude, he gets the dick, you know.
No, that's the nature of your 20s. A lot of times you get the dick, man. You get the dick, you learn that life is not, your snowflake melts, bro. Your melted snowflake, man, evaporates. The snowflake goes...
Yep, it's
especially now when we're being told you can do anything you put your mind to, Billy. No, you can't.
Well, that's
I'm
it.
not going to be able to. I'm not going to be able to put my mind to making my eyesight perfect, so I could fucking drive myself to wherever I want to go and ease up on the transportation bullshit that everyone has who can't drive, who quick, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's it, man. It's just there's more bullshit that you're told as a kid. Oh, you can do it all. Everybody's, and more so now. See, that's what I'm saying. This is another thing with younger generation, and I think maybe this is what Kraken means about, you know, the older generations fuck things up for him, because those are the motherfuckers that are telling these kids that they're all winners.
Yep.
You're all winners. You're all gonna go out there and be something. And then
you're
all of a sudden,
special, and you're all, and then what happens? They go, "How am I special?" And they go, "Oh, I'm black." Because they don't have anything else to really show they're special, but they gotta be special. Oh, hey, I'm this, I'm that. I'm a fucking bear. I think I'm an owl.
I can fly and soar above the trees.
In my mind, at least. Not really, but hey, but that's because I'm in a human body. That's the problem. I'm an owl in a human body. So I can't fly. So it's really depressive. My story, get the key, I'm special, you know. And they watch these fucking shows about these fucking, oh, well, Billy, you know, every fucking movie's the fucking same about the, especially a kid's movie, all the little fucking, Johnny's an odd duck, no one likes him, hey Johnny, and pushes him into a wall, but Johnny has a special power, and Johnny's gonna win the girl, you know, and fucking,
yeah, like, oh
you're
wow,
special,
you're so courageous.
Or Johnny learned the lesson that just because you're ugly doesn't mean you can't do it. Just because you did doesn't mean you can't. Well, sometimes just because you did, it means you can't.
Yeah, exactly. There's a thing called can't. It's okay to can't.
You're not going to be Tom Brady in the Super Bowl rolling around in a fucking scooter because you're paraplegic. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not going to be. I'm not Mario Andretti, as the old joke. Oh, you're never going to be Mario Andretti.
Oh, that's right. Or I'll never be an airplane pilot.
Yeah.
Damn.
But you can if you want to, man. If you try.
Yeah.
You can fly if you try. Yeah, right. Even if you don't. Yeah.
Exactly.
Anyway.
So yeah, man. Yeah. Them's my shit. That's what I had.
Yeah, man. That was a good week, man. Life is good, man. I'm feeling good. I like the new schedule. I'm using it to shift gears, and be interesting to see what happens with this experiment of mine.
Yeah.
Because you think about it, man. Think about how much money you spend on food a week, really. If you're going out for lunch,
or just buying groceries in general. My groceries are 120 or something. You know what I'm saying?
So if I'm buying that, maybe I'll just splurge, because I'm used to buying some shit food too. So it's like, not really shit food that's because it's expensive, but just shit food because I've, been kind of
that's
broke.
What you can afford.
Yeah. So now I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna try something to kind of ease my stomach out of this fucking sodium
sodium-induced fucking ejaculus.
Yeah, exactly. See what happens, man. So we will let you know. Anyway, let's. Where the fuck are we here? Oh, I gotta actually start this shit, don't I?
It's on your machine, not mine.
Hey, shut up, dude. Hey! I'm doing this for you. I'm taking the time to do this for you.
I'm special. Okay, that's why you have to take time.
Hey, you know what? I am done. I am done with the show. We are done. I'm not doing this anymore with you. I am tired of it. I am cruise control.
And I'm Maxwell Silverhammer.
Well, and that's the story there, bitches. Fuck you.
Cool, I'm done with the show too. That's why I'm leaving.
I'm telling you, 9/8/2017 is the last show we're doing. You stupid fucking hail fucking Hitler.
Hey, don't do that. You're gonna upset some people.
You do. We're fucked.
You say something like that.